Sweet.
There we go.
So hey guys, we got the I'm Bread guys here. We'll probably reintroduce him here in a little bit while more people filter in. But we've got some new bread to show you guys, and let's give us some backstory, I guess, and like how in the world did you even? Oh, are we off the game?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that then. Whee! All right, should be good.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, how did you guys even start in on this? Like, where was the inspiration?
I don't know if it was like inspiration or not. It was kind of like I found the idea of like if a bread had like a life goal, what would it be?
Mm-hmm.
And like if that was to become toast, that was something that in a game sense would kind of is a simple goal for players to understand, right? Just like
Yeah.
And then you can kind of just put the bread into any environment you want, and the kind of the thing remains the same, and it has that kind of like almost like common sense type goal where the player's like, okay, all I've got to do is kind of figure out how I can make something hot,
Right.
and then toast my bread on it. And then the lead on from that was because obviously with Surgeon we kind of like to play with unconventional controls, I guess, and something that kind of like players can actually kind of take a while to practice and get good at, stuff like that. So I imagined like, okay, how would a slice of bread move if you were to kind of control it? Because rather than just go, hey look, the control stick moves the bread around and A is jump. That's like, you just replace the character then with a piece of bread, and that's not very interesting. So I kind of was playing with the idea of each corner being a grip point, and then sort of being able to kind of rotate and flop around with the control stick, and then like any combination of holding down those kind of move the bread in different ways. And then we kind of found from those playtests that people will find their own ways to kind of move around the space and climb things, and so that's when we were like, yeah, this is kind of what we want.
Yeah, there's so different ways you can play, right?
Yeah.
We always thought that you would be flopping around, but then people start to figure out that they can pivot only with two hands.
Right.
And we have seen some very fast
people kind of,
just rolling the bread from the corners, right? That's
because you're like lying flat, but if you hit one of the corners and kind of flip yourself up the right way until you're like on the crust of the bread, and then you can keep tapping the control stick to roll it, and you're just like, okay. You see people clear the levels just like that.
Yeah, I've seen they reaching the toaster like in 8 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Well, I think the ones who do it really quickly, they figured out a way to catapult themselves off the lifeless slice of bread at the start. They attach themselves to it, and then they kind of like grip in a particular way and like spin it and let it go, and it'll launch the bread like across the roof.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Gotten some nice launches. Yeah, he just came in and lowered the music, so hopefully that'll be better for people to hear.
Yeah.
So we're actually here with the developers for I Am Bread from Bossa Studios. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, so I'm Luke Williams. I'm game designer at Bossa Studios and game designer on I Am Bread.
And I'm Enrico Lifiers. I'm the founder of the studio and made the sounds for Ambra.
Yeah.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, trashing his own kitchen.
Yeah, I did indeed.
Just get those authentic sound effects of a cracking plate.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of those things where, like, in some alternate world, I may have ended up making Foley effects. It's just always, like you hear that noise, it's like, oh, that's a good noise. I don't know what I would do with it, but that's a cool noise.
Yeah, because running a studio is so easy that you've got time to just make sound effects casually. Right. But he finds a way.
And then, what point did the actual grip meter come in? Did you just feel like that you needed that extra sense of difficulty?
Actually, yes, basically. It was because we were kind of playing it, and there were the hazards, but nothing else. Like if you went to ants or if you're on the floor and stuff like that. But there was something else kind of like missing to kind of complete this sort of like gameplay loop of, okay, so here's like the set piece will be like a collection of boxes, and then just to add it like, okay, so I've got this grip thing I need to manage. Like it's almost like your resource that you need to kind of carefully consider where you're going to take a break, how kind of like fast you're going to be, and it adds that kind of sense of pressure as it kind of counts down.
Yeah, because the game is all about figuring out the best way to your objective the one that you think you can actually become toast with, right?
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
level there's far more than a couple of ways to become toast.
Yeah, and that's actually a fun thing to discover. It's like, oh, I can do this over here too. Yeah.
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 And it's when you start to plan that, all of a sudden that's not enough. You also have to plan the path and how long you're going to be hanging on.
Yeah,
You're
you
right
can't
there.
just go, well, I'm just going to scale that entire wall, because you're like, you kind of have that thing of like, oh, no, my grip meat's not the last time.
They want to know if European bread is superior to American bread.
Yeah, it is. Flat out. How can you even compare? Like, we've got like, you know, if you want to get like proper like kind of French pastry, you got France there, you've got Italian breads, you've got German, even England, you know.
Well, that's the thing.
pretty-
The German bread, the rolls that they have in the morning,
Exactly.
it's you can't get it anywhere else. It just
Yeah.
it's not
So,
possible.
in
That
answer to that
said,
question.
bagels are pretty cool as well.
We found an amazing bagel place, and we were upset that we're no longer anywhere near it. But it was that was our mornings while we've been over here.
Very nice. So yeah, let's get into a level. I'm
Yeah.
curious. First, let's just start off with something people are already familiar with. I'm curious what you can show us, like even just in the kitchen or something that
Yeah.
Maybe is a little off the beaten path.
Some
Yeah,
of the secret toasting areas, maybe.
yeah, because I know I did the
'Cause it's not
toaster
just-
and I did the oven, which are both kind of obvious.
Okay, you mean the hobs or the actual oven?
The actual the top, the burners.
Okay, the hobs. Yeah. Because you can turn the actual oven on and get inside it,
Oh wow,
but that does involve obviously.
there we go. Pro tips already.
Exactly. Let's avoid the fish there.
Yeah, I remember when I first did this. That was the aha moment for everyone. That's when they decided that I was Bloodworth.
What? Because you used the chair.
Yeah, knock the chair down. Yeah.
Oh, nice. This might go horrendously wrong. What I'm actually going for, but we'll see.
That's fine. I think horrendously wrong is just as entertaining.
Some of your some of your triggers aren't very. They like to die on me.
Oh yeah.
I'll manage. Whoa. So, see, like then, your right bumper. It's alright, you know, it needed to be, you know, everyone always says this game needs to have more challenge, so let's go for it. Clearly you just planned it, you're like, well here's the design of the game, so we need to make it a little bit harder for him. That was close.
Uh-oh.
Oh! I was
Oh.
gripping with the right bumper and it let me down, I knew it would.
Maybe we can, I know there's another controller. Maybe we can just swap out. It'll let us. Sometimes you have to restart the game now.
Oh, there we go. Right,
Cool. You can make it.
Whoa, I would have. I'm just going to go across the wall. I was going to jump it, but... There we go. So, if anyone's ever seen the rocket,
Whoa. Okay.
I'm going to flop. Whoa, this trigger didn't get me killed. Let's flop my way over there.
Nice.
It might go badly. Come on, turn on.
Uh-oh.
There we go. No,
Uh-oh.
It's alright, it stopped. And let's, oh, damn it. Oh no, it's gone. No! I don't know where that's gone now. We're gonna go for the actual oven. That was one way of toasting yourself.
That's brilliant.
If it doesn't, like it just did, disappear into the nether.
You got 5% there.
Yeah, I'm alright. I know how much like the kind of kitchen floor hurts. It's not as bad as the other ones. So. I was confident I would be able to just kind of scoot along the floor. I won't get a particularly high score, but I can manage it. Let's.
I see.
Whoop.
Oh wow, you
Should-
should have to turn the knob.
Whoop, I think that's it. Am I? Yes, I am. I need to get. There we go.
Nice.
So get in the oven, turn on the grill, and you've got another way toasting yourself. Let's see if I can. I don't know if it toasts you the closer you get to it. Ooh. Getting out of it's not going to be a good idea.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to get up to the toaster thing.
Because
Think-
it's faster.
That might toast me a little bit faster. But I think in trying to get there, I'm just going to slow it down.
Right.
Ooh, ah.
Oh, there you go.
Again, I don't know if that's
That
actually
right
toast.
bumper is the weirdo.
Yeah, you can see it kind of spazzing out there a bit. Just like, You have to really grip it, and this plastic just kind of creaks.
Yeah.
Boom. See?
Yeah, let's try to...
That's alright.
Let's see if that other guy's any better. See if it'll turn on for us.
It's good that this isn't live
looks
and we
better.
can edit this bit out later.
Yeah, they definitely like the rocket there.
Apparently Italians have the best bread. So
Yes, they do. Not as strong as the baguette, though.
no, we don't have any Italian bread in the game yet.
Alright, see if that guy's gonna work for you.
Yeah.
He feels much nicer. So what's
Yeah,
the,
you're definitely beating some of these guys up. I should have known when I looked at this stick. There's like huge chunks missing out of the control stick.
So I think my A button's not working.
Oh yeah.
I can kind of move around the menu, but I mean, to be fair, that might be the game's fault at the moment. We've probably got some issues with just switching control.
Yeah, I just might have to close the game and open it back up. Alright.
He's alive.
There we go.
All good?
Yep.
Sweet. Let me just get this guy back open and
And then now I think this one's probably a little bit more known in the lounge,
then... Okay.
which is the living room, I think, because we never even considered the name of this place until we had someone going, "Lunch? What's a lunch?" And we were like, "What?" And apparently, lounge is like not a particularly out of England term, but I'm not sure. Is it more commonly known as the living room over here?
Yeah, in a house, like a lounge, people usually think of in more of like a bar or a restaurant or something.
Ah,
Okay.
alright.
Well, no, a
Oh,
lounge.
that's the Leisure Suit Larry lounge leader.
Right.
Yeah. There you go.
So it's not a completely unfamiliar term, it's just not as commonly used.
Oh, well, there you go. You learn something new almost every day.
Are you familiar with the story? You know what's going on.
Yeah, the whole thing with him just kind of freaking out, thinking people are breaking into his house, and
Yeah, he begins to suspect that someone is onto him because he's going through a very grim moment in his life. Like his wife left him. He lost his company. He's working as a janitor for the council. And first time around, he thinks that someone broke into his house and left a toast as a message.
right.
And then when he's cleaning out the mess that was made in the kitchen, he moves everything into the lounge, right? And now you are in the lounge, and you will do it again.
And so the toast is just like an entire loaf. So I've blown the TV there. And then there's electrical fire. I can toast myself
Oh, even on the top. Nice.
on top of the TV. So basically the story is a sentient loaf of bread. And every day, which is why you'll see there's days of the week on the calendar, every day a new slice of that loaf will come alive. And basically you have that mindless desire to become toast.
And that one, I mean, that actually even gave you a pretty good score. You didn't have to do anything to make yourself extra tasty or anything.
No, I could have done it. There's some jam I probably could have stuck myself with and got a
Yeah, I found the jam to be a very tricky balance. Like getting stuck on the wall.
Yeah, I think we did tone that down as well. I think one of the updates we've had, we kind of toned down the stickiness of the jam. Or is it jelly? I don't know. See,
Either one.
Yeah.
I think jam more often has like bits of fruit that you see in it, and jelly's more uniform.
Okay, there's my cat there. She's called Marge.
That's your cat also.
That's a photo I took when she was just. It's right next to my computer desk, and I was just sat there, and then she just does that on the floor, and I had to laugh, and I was like, I'm getting a photo of this. And then later on, it just so happened that we needed some pictures, and I was like, I've got the perfect picture. And so there's my cat.
They're loving your pro strats there with the TV.
Oh yeah. Well, I knew it was there, so it's cheating slightly. And this one, I think everyone kind of goes for the eye. And there are the hair straighteners. probably like not as subtle as some of the other ones. We got some extra fun stuff in the other levels, especially the new ones. We've been able to kind of go a little bit to town on kind of like playing with how the bread moves and stuff like that. So we've got the garage as well that will be coming up, and then there's the garden, which we finally take the bread outside because
It's by far my favorite level so far.
yeah, it's a nice one. There we go, just like launch yourself.
Yeah.
I'm at 100 ability, you know. I don't like to brag, but
Yeah, you make this look so much easier than the rest of us.
yeah. Hopefully I won't burn myself too badly on the iron here. If I can get 100 ability, I'll be impressed. But I'm going to burn slightly and try and flip over. Well, I have one, but
one of the guys was saying thanks for getting this on Mac.
Oh, that's alright.
Alright.
I think it was originally developed on Mac, so it wasn't like... Whoop, come on. Boom. Oh, A++.
Wow.
Nice.
Just like that. So if you want any tips on how to do it, just rewind, and there you go. All done. And then up to this point, so like in the storyline, Mr. Merton, whose house this is, he's told the therapist that he suspects that something might be with the bread, and now he's this is like his own test. So what he's doing is he's moving the loaf around. So he puts it in the bathroom, and he's like, right, if I come home to a slice of toast, like in the bathroom while it's locked, then he knows that it's the bread, and he's not crazy. So he can't wait to tell the therapist that he's not crazy.
Oh, but you're right on that floor.
Yeah, just pretend that didn't happen. We'll edit that bit out. That's fine.
It's all planned. It's all planned.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just humping the cupboard now. Hang on, there we go. Let's not go in there.
Not soggy bread.
No.
Did it take you a while to adjust to your brain getting these controls going?
I guess just to kind of like, when you figure them out, you're kind of playing the game quite early on. Oh, I've got toenails on me. I forgot they were there. Yeah, like, you're kind of as bad as everyone else to a degree. I mean, you have a little bit more understanding of how they work, but you kind of just find yourself just getting better at your own controls, I guess. Oh, and this is, I don't know if maybe people kind of went for the radiator, but if you actually hit the switch on the hairdryer.
Yeah, I can't remember which one I ended up doing, but I think I might have gotten this hairdryer instead.
You can toast a hairdryer, which we thought was a little more subtle, but... And also, it's a little bit dark, and we kind of like didn't know if we should have the hairdryer in there, because a hairdryer next to the bath kind of suggests maybe, like, you know... I think we were originally going to do... What was it? Like the toaster, I think, but like that was too kind of close to actually saying that he was going to kill himself, which we didn't want. We thought hairdryers in bathrooms, but also because like with the whole therapy notes, there's a little bit of like kind of dark undertones in the game, and you notice like the alcohol around the house, like it's not exactly
going through a good time.
Yeah, we're like
Power up lager.
it's not as subtle. Yeah, these were like kind of like people on the dev team. So that's Charles, who's Power Up Lager. And I think we've got like one of the developers' faces on that other beer, but I can't quite get close enough to it to see. And that's called like Uncle Jack's, like something or other. I've burnt the hell out of this toast, so you wouldn't eat this. So you see in the little bottom corner we've got, that wasn't great, but that's fine because it's still toast. You just probably wouldn't want to eat it. So then that was where we kind of left after our initial release. Then since then we've got coming up now where Mr. Merton has come home. He realises that it is the bread. He goes to his psychiatrist and is like, it's the bread, and then the psychiatrist or therapist gets him sectioned because he turns up at his house, and that's not how you do it, you know. That's clear breaking the boundary there. So poor Mr. Merton has been sectioned at this point. And his bread is left in the bins because he threw it out when he found out that it was the loaf. So he's like, in the bins it goes. I'm getting rid of it. It's evil / possessed. I don't know. I don't know what he thinks, but he was like, it's gone. Unfortunately, when he gets sectioned, the bins need to be taken out so the dustbin men can take them.
Yeah.
So that's when he panics because he's like, who's going to take the bins out if I'm not there? The toast is now loose in my garage, and God knows what it's going to do. So here it is. You start in the bin, as you do, and this is a new level we added maybe 3 to 4 weeks ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three weeks ago.
Wait.
Oh, nice.
I mean, yeah, we got some new stuff in here. So here we go. We are in the garage. We've got a lot more kind of stuff going on here.
Nice.
Some videotapes, questionable material, and there
Cheesy does it.
we have a few kind of little toys around here. Yeah, Cheesy does it. We found that the fridge magnets, the artists will just change them like every update, and we won't really won't know until we get into the game, and they'll have like a new phrase. I think over Christmas they had like some sort of like Christmas bread related pun. If you go back to anyone who recorded videos over the Christmas period,
nice.
their fridge will have a particular message. Oh yeah, that was me just utilising the hand truck. What are they called? I think.
Yeah, that's one word for them.
Yeah, those things. But like, this is where we've got to kind of play with some extra toys. So we have a chainsaw up here.
Somebody's wanting to know: is this any plans to bring this to consoles of any kind?
Yeah, makes sense. We're gonna finish it first.
Yeah, we got all the controls done. I think we actually recently, if I go here, it's because we know people can't play with PlayStation controls. You can,
I see.
basically switch it to
Nice.
PlayStation buttons, just because there's triangle and stuff like that. But that's going to be confusing because we were using the Xbox controller. But if anyone has a PS4 controller, you can actually assign the buttons differently there.
Yeah, they've been
Which
a lot
makes
of
it a
people
little bit
been
more.
doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Makes a little bit more sense. I know PS4 controllers are actually really good for playing PC as well. So we've already got like the controls and stuff set up. So yeah, I mean, we obviously we're in early access at the moment, but because we've got plans to come out of that kind of next month, and kind of have the story finished, all the kind of game modes added and stuff, then I don't see why we can't look at consoles and see what happens there. Hopefully add some cool stuff as well.
We have to do it, right?
Yeah.
We always add something special to the game when we port it to other platforms. We don't want just to make
not a straight port. I
port.
think consoles can do some stuff that we really want to
like
play with.
hot multiplayer, right?
Yeah, I think you'd be stupid not to do kind of like couch co-op bread, right?
Yeah.
And but we'll see what happens. So basically, what I did there was just pull the choke on the chainsaw, and turn it on.
Okay.
As you do. That's the bread. That's the bread using its brain. Whoa! Don't get caught on it too badly. So as you can see, like the wall there's all grimy. It's it's you can't really climb across there. If you try and go across the floor, well, you're going to be in trouble. But you can use.
Wow.
Wow, the bread didn't enjoy that. But you could use chainsaw to basically fling yourself over the gap there, and thus 97%. What did I hit that killed my ability?
So I think the first stream they were constantly suggesting bread puns. What is your favorite bread pun so far?
Oh my god! What out of the thousands that we've heard since we announced the game?
And we still do a pun of the week with every update, right?
Yeah. Every week we have our bread diaries.
Yeah, they ask, is there a grain of truth that this game is your bread and butter, or do you have other stuff in the oven?
Well, unless if that was a genuine question, not just
really
like
good.
you weren't just making puns. Yeah, we do have stuff in the oven. We've got some pretty cool stuff in the oven. And then sorry, I'm just gonna smack on this boiler here. The central heating, and I'm going to toast myself on the central heating. Turn it all on. I mean, I don't know how risky that is for the guy's house.
Right.
Whoa, that's burning quick.
That's pretty hot, yeah.
That is hot. Did I turn it up really high?
We got heat waves coming out there.
Yeah, right. Whoop. Hey, I'll take that.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, that's all right. And then, so at this point in the story, poor Mr. Merton has been sectioned, but.
You realize you're flying through this way faster than any normal person. Like, I think that's something we have to clarify. Like, we've spent this much time on one level.
That's true. Yeah, I haven't even been thinking about it. I've just been kind of just casually talking and just kind of flipping my way around. So sorry if everyone's like, "Oh, look how easy this game is." That's my point, though. Like, when people kind of say like, "Oh, you deliberately make them really hard," it's like it's not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
You've just got to play it for months like I have. But
You gotta play for a living. That's what you're saying, right?
exactly. But that's what's nice about it. Like you can kind of compare someone who's just started playing it and they're terrible and they just don't know how to kind of move the bread and they're falling on the floor and they're dying and they're like, this game's deliberately like impossible. But that's kind of like, I don't know, that's not how I'd want to make a game. It's not kind of deliberately really hard. It's those are the controls that kind of work for moving a bread around, like with Surgeon, where every finger was a key. It wasn't like, oh yeah, we've got to like make this as hard as possible. It was like, well, we kind of settled on moving a hand, and this was like the best control scheme we could think of, was like moving a hand. And so we kind of, just went with it. So there you go. I don't know if anyone's now slagging us off for what we just talked about.
No, not at all. But he's commenting that like you weren't sure about what happened to the house, but he just smashed his TV with the bowling ball, so they don't think you care about his house.
No, you don't. It gets worse in the next level, I think. Yeah. And it will get worse later on in the game. We're basically like escalating it. So it starts off with a toaster, and then it gets a little bit more extreme. Because the bread's got to become toast. It doesn't really consider anything else. So at this point, the Mr. Merton was going so crazy that the therapist was like, "Look, I'll go home and I'll put the bins out, and we'll, and then because it clearly was the only thing that was on his mind. So we thought maybe if I do this for him, it'll settle him. But unfortunately, the therapist did take a look at the bread just to be like, there's nothing wrong with it, and then just kind of put it down and went on his way. Fortunately, left it on top of the bins, and Mr. Merton, upon hearing that, they had to call in security to restrain him. Yeah, so it's kind of gone bad from worse for him, and the therapist is now kind of like at a loss. He's like, I don't know what to do, because clearly these sessions are not working. And so here we have, finally, the bread is outside. He is in the garden, the driveway.
A lot of things flying around there.
Well, it's a blustery day. Purely, I mean, the logic is it's blustery. The actual reason is so the bread can't get out. So if me as a bread go, oh, look, the outside world, and then,
very nice.
And then, whoop.
But I see how that could work.
It could work.
You didn't do that.
I've somehow survived and landed in the pond. So, as we said, we like to kind of play with the whoa.
Wow.
That's going to kill me. Kind of how the bread moves, and I've smashed the plate, and I'm going to try and get on the lily pad, and I failed.
No.
But so we like to kind of make more kind of interesting ways for you to kind of move around the levels and stuff. So,
yeah, by the time you get to this level, you already should have a good grip on how the bread moves and what to do. So we keep escalating the possibility, but also the difficulty. It is so much a balance between effort and reward, right? Yeah, the game is very hard, especially the first time around when you play it.
Yeah.
But the first time that you get into the toast, after, I don't know, half an hour getting to grips with the controller and the level, is so rewarding.
Yeah.
You get such a buzz. That's
also,
what gaming is about, right? It's not
Really?
quick time events, it's not that kind of stuff. It's about getting better at playing it.
I know, man.
And speaking of getting better, Luke is not putting up a show.
Well, because you got after a while, the kitchen, while you might have struggled on it to begin with, then you just breeze through it like it was nothing. And so players are going to want to be like, okay, well I want it to get harder now. I'm good at the controls, I can do the kitchen in a breeze. So then you throw this kind of stuff at them, and now they have to. Alright, I'm going to give up on the plant. Actually, I'm going to restart it because I like the plants. I like playing with the plants. I just messed up. We can do some Assassin's Creed stuff with these plants, so we're going to restart. And basically these plants are one of it, so they got a nice little bit of momentum to them. If you can kind of just land on them like that, you can kind of sort of nudge where they kind of swing.
Yeah.
They kind of swing between the plants here. So if I can launch myself, there you go, see? So we've basically got some kind of weird, obscure sort of platforming thing, but it's all kind of strangely physics-driven platforming, because obviously if the plants don't move by themselves, you have to kind of get on them and start nudging the bread.
Well, I
You
remember
have to, fling yourself and miss the leaf like I just did.
Yeah, the bedroom, we were kind of doing a little bit of that to get the skateboard moving.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then we couldn't figure out what we could actually make use of with the skateboard.
Oh, this has got me pinned to the floor.
Oh no!
Huh.
Yeah, you're gonna have a tough time.
0.5%, 5% even. So let's try and. So the. Oh no.
What did you guys think of Octodad last year? It's kind of the same genre, if you can call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Octodad.
Yeah.
Such a good game. Such a light-hearted.
And we chatted with them and stuff because we kind of were releasing Surgeon around about the same time.
Yeah.
Or like, oh no, because they were
It was a
2014.
ways after Surgeon, but
Yeah, it was. Well, actually, to be honest, they had like a very early version of that
Right.
before Steam. So that we were talking with them about that because we had like our kind of like game jam demo version and stuff. And actually, if you've played the latest Octodad kind of DLCs and stuff, they have like massive amount of Surgeon references. There's an entire level where you play as a nurse. Octodad is a nurse, and so I was slowly slipping off the rock there. I died.
They
Yeah,
they're cool guys.
and then there's like a surgery section where Nigel comes in, Dr. Nigel, and he only uses like his left arm, and that was kind of cool to see. And you're just like, yeah, I get the reference, guys.
we've gotta put Octodad somewhere in our games. Now,
Yeah,
right?
we had a very subtle one in the iPad version of the game. You have like a little Isaac, which is like a really old tablet because the game takes
Yeah, it's a
place.
spoof on the Apple Newton. Remember that
Yeah.
first?
Yeah, so there's like an old PDA of Apple, right? And no one's got like an incredible like naming pun because there's this old Apple, very first PDA that Apple did, and it's called a Newton. And then for ours, we were like, okay, so you've got like the latest ones like iPads and stuff.
Yeah.
So we called the one in the game the Isaac,
Mm.
like that, thinking Isaac Newton, iPad Isaac. We thought brilliant. No one got it. So that was a moment where we thought we'd been really clever, and then no one actually paid attention to it. So that was a little bit bitter, which is why I explained it now, just because I'm like, someone has to know. Someone has to know the incredible satisfaction we had when we found the name for that thing.
And we have an Octodad not there, right?
Yeah. If you go to the App Store on it, there's I think it's called Celluloid Parent or something. Whoa.
Oh.
I was trying to
there's
be a little
skateboard,
bit
yeah.
subtle, but I got to the skateboard, so it's fine. And I'm going to knock myself over to the car.
Oh yeah, this goes a lot longer than it looks.
Yeah, I need to be a little bit careful here because obviously it's a car tyre, they're a little bit dirty. So if I can speed my way, but not really, up the car, there we go. Now obviously on the car it's got to avoid the bird poo. It should be fine. So basically you can kind of assume in this level anyway, like if I can get inside that car, I can maybe turn it on and and use the heat of the engine.
Oh,
so I can
nice.
see some bricks on the porch there. So as a bread, and it's mindless gold to become toast. And this is the new level we added last week.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty new, and we've got another one in the oven. There we go. I'm just making sort of bread-related puns now. Yeah, so we have a kind of like, what the hell is the bread doing? It doesn't like that trigger at all. Oh, now I'm in trouble. I thought I'd have enough time, but this grip is going down. And this porch is tall. That should be right. Come on! Yeah.
Ah, I see.
I'm really excited about the next level. I think that's going to be pretty cool on... and
We're aiming for a big reveal in the end, a big finale.
Yeah, we've got a big bread finale. So as you see, I'm going to try and toss that brick, and I missed.
Wow.
I really thought I could get it. Let's have a go with another one. Boom!
Ah!
So I've got the bread has broken into cars. So that's what I'm talking about. I smashed his TV, and I was smashing the back window of his car in. This bread is a menace, but it doesn't mean to be. It's innocent. Like this bread it's a nice guy, really, kind of.
Yeah, see, I think a lot of people at first wouldn't even consider that you'd be able to break things like that.
Yeah. And then in true, like, slightly darker humour fashion, there was a whiskey bottle in the back of the car, but it's empty. So I'm sure he didn't use it while he was driving. So don't read too much into that.
Somebody had asked earlier how long it took you to get your first vertical slice.
Oh.
But yeah, what was kind of your first prototypes like? What were you just playing
It
around
was
with?
48 hours because it came out of one of our game jams. We do a game jam every month.
Okay.
Because ideas like this for us is tricky to find. Between Surgeon and Brad, it's probably a year and a half of game jams, right? So we went through like 50 games or so before we found Brad. And by the end of the 48 hours, it was already playable. I mean, the Brad was going around, handling a knife. It was quite nice to see the Brad wielding a knife around. But we didn't have the objectives yet. We didn't have the storyline or anything like that. But we already knew that we could get a good gameplay model out of it.
Oh,
Because
wow.
it was fun to move the Brad around.
Oh, shoot. I think I turned the car on. I can't hear it, so I wouldn't. Yeah, there we go. We're all good. And so now I can get onto the vents of the car. So this one, as you can see, like, we kind of escalate the complexity in a way that, like, when you first start, it's just like getting the toaster.
Yeah.
But here, there's a lot more steps to kind of figuring out how to become toast. It's almost like just increase that kind of, it's almost like an environmental kind of puzzle thing. It's just sort of figuring out, moving around the level, and finding the best way to kind of toast yourself. And that's one method in the brand new level of the garden there.
Very nice.
So yeah, and that's where we are up to in the story. I say we've got our new level kind of being built at the moment to be launched.
Then we get it out of early access, a few more modes, a few more stories, and
Yeah.
then we see what we do next, right? Like we did with
Yeah.
Certain, we kept on doing new content, like the Alien, the Team Fortress crossover, and there's a lot of stuff for us to do still.
Yeah.
As long as the players are having fun, we'll add to the game.
Which is why we've obviously, so there we go, that was a C in the garden, not as good as my A, and not as good as my A++ in the bedroom. But, you know, so there we go, we've got Sunday coming soon in the calendar of levels there. And then we've been adding game modes along with our updates. Free roam is kind of any level you basically completed in the single player. In the story mode, you can basically just go in with the bread. You've got no time, no grip meter, no edibility stuff. You can just explore to your kind of your heart's content, really, and have fun there. And that was just because we had loads of people kind of requesting on the forum, like, "Hey, I wanna just roam the place." And so
Now
we
with
did free roam.
yeah, with the tastiness factor,
Yeah.
like I've seen the jam. Obviously, are there other things in there that are
Yes,
hidden,
you can smother yourself in butter.
Oh yeah, I did
There's,
see the butter. That's right.
There's some sweets as well that you can kind of like slap on yourself. So there's kind of like a few little kind of condiments and stuff basically around the levels.
But from watching you, it seems like that's almost kind of an optional goal.
Yeah, so I mean, like you saw, like I was getting a C and an A, like A++. I think I just did particularly well in the bedroom, like quite fast. But some of the other scores are much harder to get unless you can kind of like up your deliciousness, like kind of coat yourself in a bit of jam, and that'll give you like a nice big kind of like score boost.
But they also impact gameplay, and some people actually find that useful with some routes.
Yeah.
Because the jam, you get to slide when you're not gripping. So you
Yeah.
You can kind of
recover
stick
the
to the wall
gripping.
and stuff,
the grip
yeah.
there. So if there is a very long wall that you want to climb, the jam helps you there. And I have seen people using the jam as well just to slide into.
Well, the
butter?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sorry,
they
the
kind
butter,
of
yeah.
slather yourself in butter, and then people kind of and it's all kind of down to how they kind of control the bread, because you get some people who like to spin on one spot and then fling it. And those people usually they'll go slap them some butter on themselves, spin themselves and just fling, and they'll slide for like half the level just straight across. So yeah, you get people kind of just like making up or like kind of.
Somebody wants to know if there's any Nutella.
No, we don't have Nutella.
No, we have.
That's a big oversight.
We have like marmalade and stuff. Yeah, but what would Nutella do for like gameplay enhancements? How would Nutella
Make it
improve?
more delicious. That's it.
We'll definitely make it more delicious.
And
The sequel
then
of the game should be I am human and you're a generous fat man who wants to feed cannibals.
weird.
That's an interesting one. But in the first actual brand new game mode with the brand new bread type we added was the kitchen, in which you play as Cracker Bread.
So is this the only other bread type that you have right now, or you have some more?
No, there is another one.
Okay.
We'll get to him.
So but it's part of the cheese hunt then?
Yeah. No. So cheese hut, basically every new bread type has like its own game mode associated with it. So in the event of going to Cracker Bread, your goal is is cheese hunt or hunting cheese, and throughout the levels there are 5 cheeses kind of like hidden away, and you don't have edibility now, so you can see these ants crawling around. The Cracker Bread don't care. He's not interested in being edible. He just wants the cheese, and so he's very kind of agile, but he is rigid, so he can easily crack. And so what you'll find is you need to kind of be careful with how you move around the space, because if you kind of throw him off like a high drop, I'm trying to stick on this cheese. This place.
Yeah, got it.
There you go.
He'll like snap.
He will snap,
So you can see he's got integrity in the where the edibility meter used to be. Oh,
Oh,
no,
there
that's
it
gonna be
is.
bad.
That's how you
Look
hit
at
the
that.
go.
The cracks are showing your strategy.
Yeah,
Look.
and now and you'll see the cracker kind of slowly starting to break apart, and that's not good. Whoop. So this one's a little bit different because you've got to kind of be sort of quick, because it's still like kind of, you can get a good time, and that's kind of based on the grade you'll get. But then it's also, you've got to be kind of careful with how you navigate the space, because you'll notice the crisp bread, the cracker bread, is a little bit more agile than the other one. Whoop. So he can kind of go pretty quick, and sometimes accidentally fling himself off something and get yourself killed quite easily. I know where the cheese is here, so I'm kind of cheating. But otherwise, you'd be kind of like roaming it, exploring, being careful. He's still got the grip meter, so you've still got to be a little bit careful. I'm down to 50% integrity. He's looking a little bit worse for wear, and I've got 2 pieces of cheese to go. So let's see. Like, oh, that wasn't good actually.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a little
interesting to
overzealous.
see that impacting just not even a huge drop.
Oh.
And if you try to bend as well, if you try to go over a corner or something like that,
Yeah.
the bread will usually bend over and help.
So there's the last
This-
cheese on
this
that
will
table
break
over
as
there.
well.
I wonder if I can get a good like.
There's no way you're gonna make this jump, man.
Wait, no, I reckon I can. If I
You
can
will not
clear out these,
survive it.
I want to clear out these wine glasses.
Only if you land on top of the cheese.
I'm gonna clear out these wine glasses. There we go. Let's get rid of this one. Oh, he's not. Come on. Get rid of that. Don't. Snap
Oh
me.
my.
Whoop. And we're gonna just clear some space, just so I can get like a good fling on my bread. So I'm just gonna lift. This one's. Get this over. Wedge this off. So I kind of want. If I can get. You.
Real wine bottles were smashed to record this sound.
Yep. Oh, it's something smashing up when it landed. That's alright, so if I get to the edge here.
I had actually, speaking of wine bottle smashes, my roommate's got a lot of wine bottles and things in his bar in the dining room.
Yeah.
And there was one night where I heard this noise and I'm like, what in the world was that? And there was like a framed picture that had fallen off the wall
I hope everyone just saw
and,
that.
and smashed all of these wine bottles. And so
No! Oh no!
whoa,
I cracked it, and I just
right in front of it. Oh man.
The shattering, and I did that incredible launch down to that table. That I'm waiting until everyone kind of gives me a thumbs up for that, because it was pretty impressive. Like, I really did get a good spin and then like launched it over. Yeah, but in that instance, I think my little impressive spin launch, basically took too much integrity from the cracker, and did not like that.
But
Yeah.
so anyway, so when this picture fell down, it knocked off 2 wine bottles. So one of them had rolled and hit the floor, and then the other one just smashed down on top of that.
Yeah.
And I went out in there, and it was just wine explosion across the whole floor. And I was the only person awake, so I just had to deal with it.
Did you not ever suspect that it might have been a slice of bread?
Maybe.
Because, you know, who knows how these things work. Maybe I was inspired by my own experience.
Let me get in on this this cracker business here. See what? Oh wait, what's this last one?
So this last one is Baguette Rampage.
Uh-oh, somebody was suggesting a baguette earlier.
Well, exactly. So we had a lot of requests for the baguette, and And we thought if you were to play as a baguette, what would baguette do?
Baguette smashes stuff.
And like, you know, baguettes are like, you know, they're kind of angry because they're French. And they would want to just smash stuff up, you know. They're quite crusty on the outside, they're nice and, you know, hard, so they can probably just get a good hit on stuff. Very strong as well. So we wanted to add a new mode with the, like we do when we add a new bread. So we thought a baguette smashing stuff up, that'll work. So I've actually got time here. I've got 2 minutes.
Okay, so just however much you can get.
Yeah, and you've only got 2 grip points with the baguette. So I can just knock that stuff. Let's throw that plate off. You're great at being a catapult. So if I just grab that plate, and just fling it.
Oh yeah!
There.
Wow, look at that.
Let's grab that one, smash that, roll myself over. Whoop! Myself stuck on there. Let's grab that. So basically, as you can see, it's like a score attack essentially of being a baguette and just wrecking this guy's house. As much
And then
as
you don't
can
have
in
any
the
kind of
time.
integrity or anything to worry about.
There's
with this guy.
there's no grip or anything with the baguette. He's just an absolute beast who can you can see him just like climbing is like just what is this like climbing is a thing for him. Whoop. Falling though, he can still fall. But yeah, and every level you've just got to basically cause as much mayhem as you can in like 2 minutes. I'm failing a bit here because I was trying to show off his impressive climbing ability. Look at him go, he just like, look at that.
Nice.
That is the baguette, that's the power of the baguette. So because we just like, it's all about getting around fast and smashing stuff up, we were just like, yeah, we're just going to go nuts and make him really strong. Just so we can kind of plow through stuff. Pick stuff up and fling it against walls. And just generally just smash stuff up. Grab that. Whoop. Throw that down there. Jenga's always good. Trash that Jenga. No one likes Jenga. Every time someone busts out Jenga, they're like, no. We are not playing Jenga. I want to get to these plates so I can get some good smashing there. Ooh, and I've got 5 seconds. Oh god, only a D as well. Come on. Okay. Well, C. I got C in the end. Forget me not.
Let me get in there on this baguette.
But if you, yeah, if you go to play again, and so now it's just the triggers. So move the baguette around. If you beat my score, I'll be a little bit disappointed. So try not to.
Did we hide any Easter eggs on the radios in Iron Bread?
I don't think so. There's we used to have them play music from the actual radio, and then everyone who basically played like the first version of the game were like, the music's really annoying because it's coming from a particular direction, and then so we had to remove it. So that at the moment the radios don't really do much other than just kind of chill out.
That didn't do much for me.
So you're still in F. You've so you basically can use the face buttons to grab stuff, and that's how you kind of fling it. And you actually get stuff that actually gets smashed. Kind of gives you it raises your multiplier. So just kind of knocking stuff around doesn't kind of just increases your score. But then if you're actually able to smash something, it's a big kind of boost. At the moment though, even though the baguette is very strong, you still got to get a little bit of practice in to get him to move around how you want.
Whoop.
There you go, and drop right down into that. There we go.
Yeah.
Kind of good bit here.
He doesn't care about water.
He doesn't care about water.
That's great.
It's probably a 2 days old baguette.
Yeah, so he's just like proper stale.
Yeah.
He just goes for it.
It's made of steel now.
Yeah. Oh.
That is nice.
That was a good throw. I'm worried now though, because
You're very close. You can make it.
You're working your way through
Come
the
on, then you can make it.
No, I think you've
Uh-oh.
Oh. Good.
Pretty
That is
close.
good.
you can do baguette than that. So if you want to, if you go to the next day actually, you can
Yeah.
You can trash up the lounge or the living room. You know, I know what you Americans are like.
Yeah, and just to
Crazy.
reiterate, like right now this is just PC, and you guys may look into doing consoles later.
Yeah, I mean we did the same with Surgeon, so if people kind of like are excited about it on console, and we can kind of do some interesting stuff with it, you know, then yeah, for sure. Console sounds good. I mean, we got the kind of control set up. It's ready to go, but then we should have the nice like kind of finished game there for everyone to kind of.
Oh yeah, I get what you're trying to do. You should be able to break the glass, shouldn't you?
I think he was going for the breaking of the television. But,
Yeah. Break the TV CRT.
But
Oh,
that might not be good weighting yourself down there.
oh nice. What's up?
Oh, it is a little trickier. That length.
Oh, yep, knock some stuff, smash that. Every time kind of stuff like knocks into other things as well, you'll see that it kind of reaches score, but you're not doing particularly great for now. Maybe the bowling pins will get you up with it, but
Do you get the score multiplier if you drop the bowling ball on the TV?
I actually don't know. Let's find
There
out.
we go.
Ah, you did.
Wow, yeah, you got a
Yeah.
your multiplier kind of shot up there. And then, yep, take that picture frame out. You've definitely missed the gold mine in this particular level, which is like over by the bookcase with all the boxes and all of the kind of books that you can just fling across the room. There you get some nice close-up of the incredible detail that's gone into creating the baguette.
Oh,
Well, you
yeah,
definitely
I'm stuck
trashed
in
that
there.
area. I've got a broken TV, picture frames on the floor.
Let's see how I can do on
I'm gonna go for cheese hunt.
one of these cheese hunts. Yeah.
There you go, then go down there. Oh yeah, because I forgot I didn't actually clear the kitchen. I almost did, but I was too overzealous with my
See what
throwing
we got here.
at the cracker. I should be careful because I got to read out something thinking it's like tame, and then you
Right.
actually no, I shouldn't.
People definitely want it on consoles. A lot of questions for that.
Does someone say bring it to either Xbox One or Wii U, please? I guess because Surgeon was only on PS4
Yeah.
as a console release. But yeah, I don't see why not. We'll see what happens when we actually get to the get this early access out of there and kind of gauge sort of what people think really.
Once we are out of early access, and we can focus on porting and creating new content and so on.
Yeah, because we got some cool opportunities with some bread. Definitely got some cool little ideas you want to play with.
Yeah.
Some good update ideas. You actually notice as well when you look around, you can the cheese lets off a subtle. I say subtle, it's actually quite obvious.
Yeah.
Green plume.
The green plume. Does that something to do with Vince?
Yes, it was. I was well up for just being like, nope, the bread should just be like proper hidden. And Vince, our producer, was like, no one's gonna find it. And I was like, yeah, but that's the whole point. It's cheese hunt. But I think he spent 40 minutes on this level looking for the cheese. Admittedly, he's not great at moving around, so I think he still hadn't made off the first bit of table for them. So I'd like to say that's the reason, but you never know.
But the greenish of it has to do with the fact that he hates cheese, right?
Oh yeah, there's that as well. And it's not even like for medical reasons. He just hates cheese, and then you're like, wait, but if you haven't got a medical reason for not liking cheese, it's actually against the law, I think, to not like cheese.
Really?
You're actually doing way better than I've done as well. How many have you got? Two.
I got two.
Yeah. You now which direction?
Oh, it didn't like that. Right on the edge of the fridge there. That was not good. So these ones are kind of like, especially because the later levels we have like a lot more kind of interesting kind of like spaces like up on the roof of the garage and stuff, and because like in these early ones we hadn't actually built cheese hunt like you know
Right.
when we were building them, so we were like, Oh, okay. But then like the later levels, we can kind of incorporate these kind of new game modes that we're adding and stuff like that. And so yeah, we like play with like the interesting spaces and kind of force you to go to somewhere where you probably wouldn't need to go if you actually just kind of become Toast. Like in the main level, you got no reason to kind of come up here.
Right.
But it gives kind of like, I guess, the player a chance to kind of see more of the level and kind of like poke around, and then the Cracker's a little bit more fun to control and sort of a little bit more agile and stuff. So you can kind of fling him a little bit easier. So you got a good climbing technique there. So is this what you were displaying when everyone kind of threw the controller into your hand and went,
Yeah.
hang on a minute, you're the best at the game.
To go, I think.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember. I know there's the one on the table. I'm trying to remember where the other one is. It's got to be down here somewhere, right?
You're definitely in the right area. I think it's just out of view there. Oh. So you can let yourself slide down, I think, as long as you grip yourself before you miss it.
Ah, good technique.
So obviously, yeah, the Cracker, it has that element of like you almost got to like kind of do cliffhanger style, like be quite kind of careful with with how you kind of move around, because especially again when that integrity starts to get quite low.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, okay, let's take it a little bit easier now. But then we've seen kind of people like kind of speed run it, who they're literally like, they know exactly like how much damage they're going to take at all their leaps and stuff. So have it completely like planned out and like just go at it like full on, like just got the route down and everything. Because at the moment you're kind of like back and forth, and blah, blah, blah. They've like planned out the perfect route to all the cheeses and all of the like little jumps and flings that they're going to do to keep their integrity above 0. And then they kind of like finish it like on 12% integrity. But they did complete it in like 30 seconds. So it's all
Right, not in the
fine.
dog dish. Oh, there it is. I see it now.
Yeah. But then you've got to go all the way back over because the last one's on that table. Whoop.
Ah, there was a nice one. He didn't even. Yeah, no damage.
Not yet, anyway. See if he.
Ooh,
a little bit
that
there.
was too
Yeah.
strong. Yeah.
So down to 25%.
Yeah, it's
One more
gonna be
cheese
tricky at
to
the
get,
end.
and you've got to get across the entire level. There you go.
All right, now work my way back. Yeah, that's actually part of the tricky part of this guy is that, like, either way, you're gonna have to go pretty far and then work your way back to the other side.
Yeah. That's just me being a scumbag and placing them on opposite sides of the level. But hey, Cheese Hunt would have been a lot harder.
Without the green lights, yeah.
Yeah, without some more signposting.
Oh, good one. Yes.
Because you basically, because if you basically will go onto a corner and like flex your way around it, you risk snapping it with overzealous sort of flinging over corners. You could be able to ride the
Skateboard?
the fridge door
Oh, yeah.
over.
Not quite.
If you press,
Yeah, that's it. Almost.
Whoop. Nope.
Oh.
Oop.
Oh, my
Back
grip
on top
too.
of it. No.
That's fine.
Oh.
That's
There we go.
fine. That's very good one.
Didn't fall far enough. That was close. So everyone was like going quiet then, just like 25%, and you're pretty much there. You just gotta.
This will be a difficult one. Just remember, you don't.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about the
floor.
dirt.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why you're covered in eggshells and all sorts. Oh, and then scoot your way down. You're right. Just gotta find you at the table. You're almost on free. The only risk you have is if you kind of snap yourself on the edge of the table as you go over.
Right.
I love how just like the state your cracker is in right now. It's like bits of cheese. It's basically falling apart. It's got eggshells on it. Oh. And just nudge your way through the jam to the last cheese.
We got it.
Cheese and
Oh.
jam.
Nice.
Ricotta try harder, which I believe is a cracker pun, but it's good. An E, but you did take it.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
We got 10, 20 minutes left. Yeah.
So how big is the team that made the game? So,
7?
Yeah, seven or so people.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that. It kind of it's like it's very little bit because we're quite a small studio, so like sometimes we'll like nick an artist for like half a day from another project or something.
Yeah.
We're like, we need a new bread, make us a new bread or something like that.
Yeah, but the core team is 7 people. Is 3 devs, right? Murilo,
Charles, and then Mo.
no, and then we
Yeah.
have 2 artists. We have
3
Ian,
coders, 2
Andy.
artists. Yeah.
We have Malford doing the testing.
Yep, testing, and
This is the
then
producer.
yep.
That's
and then
7 already. But then sometimes I do sound
you do
effects.
sound effects.
Then we have the Black Heron guys doing music.
Yep. Design, no? Does design not get counted into that?
Design doesn't get counted. Who cares about design and
doesn't
level
get
design?
counted into that list.
Yeah.
We don't really do much. So.
Yeah, no, it's more than 7. Close to 10.
Yeah. Well, yes. If anyone enjoys the music, it was the same guys who did the Surgeon Simulator music.
Black Heron.
Yeah, and they're also doing the music for like next game potentially. So they've got some. They're good guys, so we enjoy working.
They're
with
awesome guys. Not only they make great music, they are lovely people as well.
them. Yeah. So there you go. Buy all the soundtracks.
Actually, the Iron Bread soundtrack is free.
Yeah, you can buy the Surgeon soundtrack, and that's like how many tracks was on the Surgeon soundtrack? Like those guys were champions. There's like there's a soundtrack for every level or every surgery, and I think
Every combination of level and surgery.
yeah. And I believe there's about 22 surgeries in Surgeon Simulator, like kind of like types and areas. So there's like the music track as well as we have the reception mode. Like it's literally like 23.
Whoa! Yeah, the garage floor is not very.
Yeah, well the
clean.
garage floor, it's the garage floor, right? Like, so it's gonna be dirty. It's gonna be very dirty. And it's got the, I believe in the garage as well. There's the TV you broke from earlier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just gonna.
Oh. That's not gonna end well. Whoa, that I didn't expect either.
No, cardboard boxes, not the lightest, not the heaviest thing in the world.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Yeah, wiped out on that one pretty quick.
Yeah. So obviously, yeah, this is like one of the new levels. It's a little bit harder to navigate around than the kitchen is, but
Yeah, just even getting out of the box I found is like more challenging than it seems like. Probably
You gotta make
catching a lot of our inside jokes in there. I'm not sure what
I know.
all
I'm
the chat's
looking at it
saying.
and I'm just like, I don't get it. But
Oh yeah, that's great. That's
There we go.
so you're gonna try and find
nope.
other methods.
The dirty
other
socks
methods
now.
of- yeah,
Oh,
no,
gosh.
You don't want to go on those. Other methods of toasting yourself in the garage. There's a few little hidden ones.
I don't even think that the heater is the boiler is the most obvious one.
Really? 'Cause it's got like heat warnings on it. So I kind of
Yeah, I know,
deliberately
but-
sort of made it the most obvious one.
I will not give it away, but I think the one for me when I saw it, I said, that's it, going for it.
All right. Oh, tricky climb on this one.
Yeah, these.
Yeah, the boxes are very and they move around, so you never know where you are.
I think the box on the top of this one's open as well, and it has little polystyrene things in it. Just because, you know, I decided, oh, well, let's make it harder once you've climbed up this entire tower of boxes. We'll have an open box at the top.
Now I try to fling the box. Yeah, it can be done.
It's a heavy box though.
If you get the timing of the momentum, you can do it.
Well, someone's asking what's the game that keeps us from working?
What's the game that keeps us from working? Well, right now I'm playing a lot of Sunless Sea. I love the story for it.
I've been got the Metroid Prime trilogy when it came out on Wii U.
Oh yeah.
I've not played that for a good decade, so I've been kind of playing through that. And also it's like, because they've now, well, they did it for the Wii, but I played the Metroid Prime back on the GameCube. And so now they've actually kind of put the Wii controls into the game.
Right.
So that's kind of quite, like, it's a new interesting kind of take on it. And then what was the other one? Oh yeah, I was playing Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah, I still need to get to that.
But it's long as hell. Like,
yeah.
So you kind of like it takes you so long to complete it that like you get so many distractions as you go through. Just all these other games kind of coming out.
I'm also playing Castlevania Era of Sorrow because I went back for Symphony of the Night, finish it and say, okay, is there anything quite as good as that? And I never played Era of Sorrow, so I went over for it.
Am I on the wrong track? This guy doesn't look like a chance.
No, the
grip is going. The grip is going. Oh!
The washing machine is well and truly broken. Yeah, everyone has a broken washing machine in the garage, right? So that's the common sense thing there. It's not plugged in. It's a washing machine. But you did also remind me that because we flew out to California on Saturday, and obviously Majora's Mask 3DS.
Oh yeah.
On the Friday, and I was in Switzerland last week, so I had to like kind of like order it and just hope that when I got home, because I got home on Saturday night from there, and then we were flying out like kind of Sunday morning. So I was like, if I get home and Majora's Mask is not there, my flight to America is going to be so boring. But I got home and there it was, Majora's Mask 3D. I was so excited. So.
Oh yeah, I see the broken TV now.
Yeah. So I just had like 10-hour flight of just Majora's Mask 3D. Another game again. I think all the games I'm playing at the moment are like re-releases from like when I was a teenager. So.
Well, there have been a lot of these remasters lately. I mean,
It's
both
the
of recent games and of older
It's
games.
the thing right now, isn't it? And I mean, I get it when it's kind of funny with the remakes for the new consoles because they're going like, it makes sense. I mean, well, from a dev standpoint, it makes sense because like you've got this whole game here. All you gotta do is grab the PC version because what we know, obviously, like, and probably some people might be aware of this, is the new consoles are actually quite close to PC architecture, right? Like PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh, now I'm knocking the whole thing.
Yeah, you finally made it.
And so all these remakes, especially if they've already had a PC release, I reckon what they're doing is just going, hey, there's a PC version, lock the settings, and boom.
What in the world is this? All like just bottle caps?
Like kind of like wood shavings. And
I see.
It's like a workbench. This is a tool bench. These tools. You don't want those on your bread. That's not going to be very edible.
Especially because on 100% steel. Well,
exactly. You don't want to mess this up. No pressure. Oh, the reason rusty stuff doesn't reduce the edibility is because humans need iron. That's the logic, and I'm sticking with it.
That's great.
Yeah. It's only the floor that's dirty enough. Oh. So what's your goal here? What are you
I don't know. I was coming over to see what was over here, and then I don't really see anything now.
You certain?
I guess there's the more.
Yep. I guess there is. That's a big engine on it.
Yeah, I imagine it's a bit of a spoiler, but it's kind of like the car.
Yeah. But you still got to turn the thing on.
Yeah.
And the car, by the way, is not the most interesting way to get toasted on the garden.
But it's my
Doesn't-
favourite way. I like smashing the car with
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's
it. It makes me feel cool.
smashing cars.
Exactly.
Alright.
Everyone likes to smash cars. I used to play Destruction Derby back in the day.
Ooh,
It's all about smashing cars.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of a challenge here because you've got to clamber your way up.
They're doing good. They're doing good.
Look. You're not twisted.
Almost. Ooh.
I feel like I'm gonna slip. Yep.
No.
So close. It's still 100% though.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
I can't imagine anything would go wrong now. Basically home free.
Alright. The rest.
So using the same controls as before, but it's a completely different approach to how you move about, right? Trying to climb and
So in this
control.
instance, we're like, you're able to kind of flop up like flat surfaces or along kind of walls and stuff, and then it's like, hey, here's a pole. Figure out how you're going to climb this.
Right.
And as you can see, it's taking all of your bread knowledge and skill to secure it.
All right.
Oh.
Ah, it's so close. Ah!
Oh.
No!
Oh. And there goes 100.
Oh no! 25.
It was a fast save.
Yeah. Oh, you know, how we talked about the beer bottles with like kind of names of people on the team.
Yeah.
This is called the Mo-Yo or the Yomo, I think, which is from
Mo's.
Mo, one of our coders.
Nice.
We just randomly have. What's your thing? Oh, it's the cowbell in the bedroom.
Yeah.
It's got Olivia's written on it. Mine's a bit rubbish. There's in this level there's a thermostat and it has lukewarm on it. And that's it. That's my reference. Like someone gets a lawnmower and like stuff like that, and I get a thermostat. So I think there's some favoritism
Oh, you
going
got
on
it
in the
and then
team.
let it go, right? Yes.
There we go.
You can hit that button now.
Wait. Oh.
Yay!
Whoa.
Ah!
Wow.
Oh man.
I was kind of expecting that to happen, but what on earth happened to the lawnmower? It should have just like.
Oh, man.
I kind of feel
Wow.
terrible for not telling you that when you turned on the lawnmower, it was gonna go flying off.
If you only had some more grip to.
Wow.
Gets a little bit
Let me
crawl.
maybe
Apologise for
try
that.
the garden, and then I think we'll probably be done.
Yeah. Oh, and someone did say like someone mod Shadow of the Colossus with a slice of bread. The exact reference for the grip meter was Shadow of the Colossus. It even has the little rotating dots like Shadow of the Colossus.
Hmm.
We did change it from like I think it's like a decreasing like kind of volume. We thought the little meter was a little bit easier to read than that. So, but yeah, it's just a giant nod to Shadow of the Colossus basically. So, and also just so when people say like, oh, so what game's it closest to? We can compare it to Shadow of the Colossus,
Right.
which is one of the greatest games ever made, of course. But you all knew that. Although people got angry one time when I did say that it's like Shadow of the Colossus, and I was like, well, hang on, no, like don't you know, like I didn't mean it's like the equivalent of Shadow of the Colossus. I mean that's an easy way to describe it. You know, you got to climb things, you got a certain amount of grip. In that way, it's kind of like Shadow of the
This is
Colossus.
risky. Too risky.
Oh.
Oh.
But yeah, the pond is it's like it's like a little assault course. You can kind of shoot yourself around on the lily pads and stuff. But yeah.
What else we got in the chat?
Yeah, any questions, guys? Go ahead. We're getting close to the end now. Oh.
So someone said, in the end, do we have to give birth to a horned bread?
What is that?
I think that's like the ending of Shadow
The
of the
end of the
Colossus.
game?
Oh, I see, see.
So spoilers for anyone who hasn't played it. Nice one.
Oh.
But yeah. Although one thing we haven't done is giant bread like trashing a city. Because people keep mentioning like.
Oh, Katamari.
Oh yeah, it's Katamari
Katamari.
Damacy, yeah.
And don't teleport bread.
Yes, what the Valve thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. But we were talking about like I've never seen Attack of the Friday Monsters. I don't know if that's even like if someone's just having their own conversation, if there's a, if it's like similar to this.
Yeah.
So as you can see,
this is a tricky one.
You can complete the kitchen, but you've now got to the point where the difficulty is kind of going up a little bit. Someone's asking, how did you guys manage to think of such an amazing game? Well, we've got to answer that one if we're after that compliment. So I think I answered it right at the start, but like that was quite a while ago. And it was just the idea that, because like in Surgeon we had like perform a heart transplant, like we had like one line to tell you what to do, and then we kind of left you to your own devices. And I think that's quite interesting as a thing. Like you don't overcomplicate it, you know. Don't have all these like quest markers and a mini map and all these other things telling you what to do. It's kind of like you're using the wind as a way to get you like further. And yeah, and so like with this, I thought like if a bread had a goal, like it would probably be become toast, I guess. Like at least that made sense at the time. And then from a gameplay standpoint, like putting the bread in all these different environments and then kind of letting the player kind of figure out how to like cook it or how to make it toast. It was like then like a really simple hook to just go, every level I'm in, become toast. That's it. That's all you've got to do, become toast. So in a similar way to like how we kind of set up Surgeon. And then we had the kind of the control scheme come about, which was, you know, we like to play with how you sort of unconventional control schemes, and yeah, like controlling a piece of bread seemed like a challenge to do in an interesting way.
If you come to think of how bread moves, right? That gives you the all the ingredients you need.
Oh no!
You should you could have grabbed the reeds.
I had -1 on that one. I was trying to grab them.
But I remember when I used to play games in the 80s and so on, that every new game that you get for your computer will be a completely different set of ways to control, right? Then that was a challenge in itself to find out how the game expects you to interact with it.
Yeah,
and it was great when you got it, and it was such a buzz to figure it out and all of a sudden master the game like that.
Yeah. And well, someone asked like, what's the story about? What the reason came up with as to why bread wants to be toasted? Well,
there will be closure in the storyline.
Oh right, I mean, well, I think it means like as in when you were making up, because I said I thought a bread would want to become toasted, and they're like, what made me come to that conclusion?
Because white bread was the first one, right? A slice of white bread. There's not much to it. You don't eat it like that. Well, some people do, but it's not half as good as toasted bread.
But like, I like toast a lot. Like, I'm a big fan of toast, and I don't know. It's it was literally the first thing I thought of. Like, if a bread had an objective, it would be to become toast. Because I was like, that's what I would do with bread. If I had bread, I'd be like, toast it straight off the bat. And yeah, it just so kind of happened to kind of fit into a potentially sort of interesting premise.
The group is going.
You might be able to let yourself slide down and rest on one of the little kind of pieces of the fence. But so again, like I kind of forget kind of how quickly I kind of just made my way through the garden, smashed the car, got through the car. When you kind of have someone new play the level, you kind of realise, oh yeah, it's there's still the challenge there, moving around. So that's good. Oh, the original bread was white. I think this bread's like wholemeal. This is a response to why does the bread have to be white? So this bread isn't. He's considered wholemeal bread. So just to avoid all of these. It wasn't. It was just because I think the artist just made it wholemeal bread.
They found the texture more interesting.
Yeah. They were just like, there we go.
By the way, we spent a lot of time scanning bread.
Oh yeah,
yeah?
that was messy.
Yeah, and in various stages of toastedness until we got the right texture, and that was fun. The studio smelled great though.
I bet.
Yeah, we was like just toasting different degrees of bread, and so like we had to just let out a warning and just went, look, if you smell burnt toast, it's fine. We're creating textures.
Oh, just so.
That was a close one.
Okay, what's the story with the alarm clock? The alarm clock's everywhere.
That's kind of just like just a Surgeon nod.
Okay.
Because it's the alarm clock from Surgeon. So we just like put it in a level just to be like, here we go. That's like from Surgeon. And because I said originally it did actually play the music, but then everyone was annoyed by it. So now it just sits there and just kind of hangs out. We haven't added anything like Easter eggy with it. We might have to though.
It was great on certain. If you smash it, there is a hidden.
Yeah, there's a hidden music track in with the radio insertion. So that's kind of fun when people kind of find that.
It's an awesome track, by the way.
Yeah, it was. If anyone's ever heard of Dan Bull, the like kind of YouTube rap guy, he did a Surgeon rap, and then we put a little achievement in there and put it in the game and stuff, and that's kind of cool. That's kind of how we like to kind of play around with
Oh yeah,
stuff like
check
that.
it out on the radio. What's the brand?
Oh yeah, you might be
Black
yeah.
Heron.
So Black Heron kind of did the soundtrack for this and Surgeon
Oh,
Simulator.
nice.
So we thought it was fitting to have the radio have Black Heron on it, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, someone was asking like if we had to like put our game in a genre, like what would it be?
No, we tried that with Surgeon as well. Remember, we couldn't
Yeah.
do it, and I kind of like that. The way the
Oh!
Oh, you've got some grip back. You might be able to make it up to the hanging
to the
thing
ledge,
there.
yeah.
Get yourself some rest.
Go for it. Almost there.
Oh.
Oh no. No. Grip's back.
But I like the fact that we cannot define the genre.
Yeah, because we don't. I don't think you don't start a game.
What do you end up
thinking-
having to put on Steam?
Oh, we just kind of put like a load of meta tags and just be like, that's kind of it. I think this one's like tagged as like adventure or something.
Right.
But yeah, like I think if you start a game going like, we're gonna make a, you're gonna need to rest on that.
Yeah.
Grip again.
Oh, nice. You can stay on that ball, right?
Yeah. You managed to get on it, you'll be fine. Your left trigger one there is going a bit
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know if you can kind of define like what genre Surgeon is. It's kind of a first-person perspective, but we've kind of like maybe it's a puzzle game, kind of.
Right.
Yes. Good.
There's a little bit of rest for you there. And like with this one, it's like okay, so it is. Again, is it an environmental puzzler?
I think the adventure.
Because it's like, yeah, I mean, we wouldn't call it like if it was like another like other games. It's not like a 3D platformer, is it?
No, it's not. But it's an adventure game. I
Yeah.
think it fits. But it's just because the controllers are different and you cannot define them in the traditional way doesn't mean the Brad is adventuring. He has a goal in life. It's all good.
It's all about how
And
it
you are
goes
so
about
close,
it.
Danny. And you still have the grip to make it.
Just flop yourself on the porch. There we go.
Nice.
And so yeah, well, whenever we make these, we don't go like, yeah, we're gonna make this particular genre. We just think of how to interact with it in an interesting way. Like, what is your key sort of like second to second like interaction with the game, and is that kind of interesting or unusual? And then we kind of make up the genre from there. we don't really make up a genre. We just make the game from there, and
Yeah.
kind of just starts to kind of fit together.
Genres are very difficult.
But you don't. I don't think you go into games going like, oh, we can't make this because it's not this kind of genre. You just make the game and
Right.
let other people sort of define what it is. As long as you kind of make.
But it's
something
hard because
that's
people
fun.
want to define very early.
Yeah.
They want very simple ideas.
Just where this bread's just like kind of like just flopping these bricks all over and just like hanging on.
I suppose we could say it's a sports game.
Oh, definitely. FIFA eat your heart out.
Oh, we have a football there.
Oh.
Oh.
I said, if you do run out of bricks, there are other methods.
Oh yeah, I saw the that side mirror too.
Yeah, yeah. If you flop yourself down the other side, oh, you're kind of It's all very tense as he gets ready for his sports throw.
Oh.
Ah.
Hey, at least it's on the car, so.
Oh. Maybe because it's on the car.
Oh, true. You might be able to
Yeah,
fling
it
in.
might be.
So all is not lost. Just kind
Oh.
of, now it's just like gangster bread, just like just brick it in. If you actually go that there, then kind of left bumper it, and then not enough force. Oh.
Maybe the baguette could do it.
Maybe. No, you just got to avoid the bird poo at all costs.
Oh yeah, I have almost no edibility left.
Someone said, was there ever a moment during development thinking, we're making a game about bread, are we really doing this? I think we kind of like, we ask that all the time. Especially when your latest update has a baguette kind of trashing stuff, and you're like, how did we even get here? Like, what is real life? Kind of. Like, we had a few moments like that as well in Surgeon, when I think it was the moment I stabbed a pencil into a patient's eye to remove it, and I went, maybe we did like go a bit far now. Oh, it's open. You can get in there. I will warn you in advance that the floor of the car is dirty.
Ah,
So, yeah, because no one ever cleans the floor of the cars.
right.
They do clean the seats though, which is why you'll be fine on this thing. Originally, we had the ass area of the seat lose edibility, because we thought that makes sense. That's where someone sits. But I think our playtesters got to that point, died, and were like really angry, and were like, I've just fought my way tooth and nail into this car, and then I sat on the seat, and they felt like it was a little bit too unfair. So I gave in, and we're like, all right. And you can see why, because you've spent 11 minutes now just getting to this point, and had you flopped onto the seat then and instantly
Oh, like that.
and
There we
is
go.
jam bread. That's how you break controllers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think you did all right.
Yeah.
You
That's
did
good
quite well.
effort.
Definitely. Thank you guys for bringing it in.
Yeah.
Sorry I wasn't more successful with it this time around.
Hey,
But I got the
completed
cheese hunt.
You did the
I
cheese
think-
hunt. You did the cheese hunt, and you did pretty well with the baguette smash. So it wasn't too bad.
Great. Well, thank you guys again. Is there anything else you want to tell the chat before we close it down?
No, I mean there's a bit of a delay, isn't there? So, like you see stuff happen in like 30 seconds. So.
Yeah, but you don't have to respond to anything. You can just let them know. When do you think again that you'll have it actually finished and out of early access?
Mid March we're aiming, or end of March.
Okay.
We're aiming at least close the storyline.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna look at where do we go next with the game.
Yeah.
Because like
it's-
Surgeon, we work a year and a half after launch, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this is like hasn't actually officially launched yet, because we're kind of treating early access almost like how we think it should be done, which is like kind of getting people's feedback. Like they wanted the big get in there. They kind of wanted new modes, wanted free roam, and like they're kind of like steering how we kind of like make it. And then when we do finally release it, we have that kind of finished game. We've got a couple more levels to go, some more game modes, some more bread types and stuff, and we'll be like boom. And then like that kind of finished game that will then kind of be sort of potentially kind of moved on to consoles and stuff will actually have been influenced by kind of people who got in on early access and were kind of guiding like how they play the game and sort of future updates like that. So it's been cool. And then I said like Surgeon, when we actually released that, we still had the TF2 update. We then had like the alien surgery in space. And then even later on, we then added like eye surgery and a whole new environment with running down the corridor doing surgery. So we definitely like keep the updates kind of coming and kind of have fun with.
As long as people are enjoying, we keep on doing it.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I'm really looking forward to kind of potentially tackling local multiplayer on consoles. I definitely want to.
Yeah, somebody said they want to make a sandwich with somebody, so
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly.
make that happen.
Like a sandwich level.
All right, thanks again, guys.
Cheers, Dan.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And thanks for all your comments.